My name is Kenneth, and today I will be talking about growing money. So today I will be talking about the stock market. So finally we get to learn, and I get to learn about stuff like that. So here's some reasons why the stock market is important. It will affect if you can graduate, or if you can get a job, or if you can even apply to a college. And when the start, it will, stocks will actually help companies and employ people with more jobs. So, unlike bonds, though, it's not a guarantee that you'll get your money back, because you will end up losing some money if the company isn't doing that well. Basically, you're getting a part of the company, basically. And you either you lose a lot of money, you can earn a little bit, or you can earn a lot. So here's an example. Okay, here's a quiz I didn't take. It's kind of long, so skip that. So I'll show you an example. Okay, so this is how this is how the four friends, Jennifer, Rachel, Allison, and Matthew, will set up the Party Time Pizza Palace. So they're always going to this pizza place in their town, which isn't really that great. So they want to make a new company that is going to be the bomb. So they're going to do it. They decided to do it in the mall. Okay, so they're going to have to think about what should be so special about it, where it should be located, how much it will cost to start, and where the startup money would come from. So they decided that it would be on ice cream, I think, super desserts, and pizza. Of course, it says pizza in the name. So then they have to pay a lot, like for a location, the rent, then the furnishing equipment, utilities, printing, advertising to get employees, more advertising to attract customers, salary for employees, and you're going to need a lawyer to help company make sure that restaurants meet all local legal requirements. And finally, you're going to need an accountant to set up all the bookkeeping and make sure to file the taxes correctly. So they figured that it's going to cost a lot of money coming out from them than coming into them. Well, like right now. But later they will get more money. So they don't want to borrow. Well, it costs $20,000 for the whole startup and for the business. And they have $5,000 so far. But they don't want to borrow money from their relatives, because it was like, hey grandma, can I borrow $20,000 please, or $15,000? They will be like, so, and you don't want to go to the bank because you also owe them money. So you have to see. So here's an example. So you have to get some investors. So they have 3 investors: Jennifer's 4th grade teacher, Matthew's old boss, and Support Enterprise Club. So each one was like $5,000 each. So they had to get investors for them to get paid, like help pay for them. So they need another $15,000. So they keep talking about extra expenses and stuff. Then they have to name it, of course, Party Time Pizza Palace. It's kind of a long name. So they have 3 investors, and each one will invest $5,000 in the company. Then they add their own $5, so that's $5,000. That's going to be $20,000. They already got that covered. $20,000 already done. So then now they have enough money to start this company. So these are all their investors. Okay. So in the case of contributing money, each investor would own a portion of the business or have equity on it. So this pizza party Pizza Palace. They
Party
issued
Time Pizza.
Party Time Pizza Palace issued 10,000 shares of stock. Then they could. So it's actually pretty complicated to go public. It says in the book, going public is very complicated. It's a complicated process. So I'm not there yet. I only read a little bit this much of the next page. So I'll get into how is it going public. It's complicated and stuff. So they found out. So when the opening night, a lot of people came to the restaurants. All their seats are filled up and everything, and they earned a lot of money for it. Let's see, how much did they earn? They have earned, after they pay the bills and stuff, they had earned $14,000 of profit to put in their bank. So then they will see. So they had to share some profits with the shareholders. Then they shouldn't distribute it all, the profit, because they need to save some money for the business. Let's say like $1,000 for the business to keep going. So since there's 10,000 shares, apparently, I don't know how, because it didn't really explain how to get that 10,000. But so since there's 10,000 shares in the business, each share would earn $1 per year, or 25 each quarter, or every 3 months. So that money that a company sends and stuff is going to be called a dividend. So here's the math behind this stuff. 25 cents per share times 2,500 shares equals $625. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. So what is a stock anyways? So without a stock going to the public and stuff, you wouldn't have any of whatever you would like a phone or like everything items that you also like, everything that you would use. Really cool stuff. How about that? So it wouldn't be here today because of the stock market. Because if there was no stock market, that means it's going to go like the Great Depression, but there wasn't anything. There's no jobs, they can't invent anything, and if a business goes very well, they can actually invent new ideas, start manufacturing more, and the business can go really well. So here's a made-up company, eVision TVs. So they started off small. They're going to make this computer or something, this TV that will like smell or something. So they started out small, and then so they spent a lot of money, and they tried to go big. They put their stocks on public, I guess. So they will need to buy machines to build that. Then they need to hire people to manufacture and run the machines. Then they're going to need a bigger factory space. It's just keep going on and on. They'll need a lot of money to do this. So one way a small company can earn this much money is to issue stock in the company. So the people who buy the stock is called shareholders, like I said earlier. So each shareholder owns a piece of the company or a part of the company. So if the TV, the Smell eVision Inc. goes successful, all the shareholders will share the profits. Of course, there's not a guaranteed chance that it will go successful, so that's why it could be risky. It depends on how risky, how much of a risk that you would take. So sometimes there's bad companies that are doing bad, and you didn't know that, so the stock gets affected on their company, and then it goes down, and you lose money. So there's a chance that they really won't like that TV or whatever, and it will have, they don't want that. So if that turns like that, they will fail, they'll lose a bunch of money. Says right here. So that wouldn't be good. They'll lose a lot of money, and all the shareholders will go and lose a lot of money that they invested. So there's something called board of directors. So those are So the people or something, let's see what they're called. Oh, it's just the people. So the people take a chance when they buy stock and invest in your company. And then they will usually have the right to vote on who should lead the company or something, or make important decisions. So, but it's not, probably not that good because, well, it's okay because maybe it's not that smart and then the people don't really understand that much. So they just like, I want a holographic TV because it's really important. Everybody would buy it. But they're not actually, maybe some will, but like some people might not even pay attention to how much that costs and if you can actually do that or not. So it's not really like bonds because there's not a guaranteed chance that you get interest or money back. So they will not, there's no promise that the company will pay you back every year or interest every year. So here we go. So you will even lose money that you invested. So that's what I said. It's really risky. So you have to depend on the company because let's see. So when the company goes down, like Toys R Us, or let's say Tesla, right? So they're probably doing really good. You're doing pretty well, and the shareholders and stuff. And then something happened to the company. So all the shareholders will lose money or something because of like the CEO did something, Elon Musk did something, or if there had been an accident with their cars and just things like that. So after all, okay, I had to do that. Okay, when these smell-o-vision TVs are doing well, that's of course really good. After all, they spent a lot of money on the factory room, people to hire to make those and work on those smell-o-vision TVs. And if that doesn't do very good, that's not going to be a really good thing that will happen to them because they will lose a lot of money. The shareholders will go down, and probably the company will go bankrupt. Maybe if they're not getting that much people to buy, and they will lose money, and the shareholders will lose money, and then they will just run out of that. So, how much time?
12 minutes.
So, basically, I talked about Party Time Pizza Palace, how these 4 friends are making a awesome place in the mall. It will cost $20,000 just to start the business. You have to spend a lot of money, and sometimes you don't want to borrow from the bank. Oh, that's another option. Or they don't want to borrow from relatives. So they have to hire some investors. Apparently, they know those investors, from a 4th grade teacher to Matthew's old boss, and to these peeps, these workers. So then there's going to be smell-o-vision TVs, and well, they have to sell and stuff, and they will have some shareholders or the people that will, I think, right? Shareholder, that's how they call it. Then they will do stuff, and if things go horribly wrong, the company will do bad, and the people that are doing their stocks will lose a tremendous amount of money if they invest a lot of money into the company. So that's all for this time. I hope you enjoyed this video about growing money. Hopefully you learned about that, and next time I will talk about how important and how complicated going public is.